Genshin Impact is gonna have some pretty cool stuff coming pretty soon. I'm glad they do, because the game has gotten bad. So everybody knows Heizo is coming out, right? The reason I'm excited for Heizo is because he's a damage dealer, right? So it might not seem crazy. I mean, most people are going to expect to be underwhelmed, right? Because he's an Inazuma 4-star, and all of them have been garbage. I mean, let's look at the Inazuma 4-stars. As far as I'm concerned, most of them have been really bad. Sayu, she's bad. She's a healer, and she's a swirler, I guess. She's basically just a worse version of Jean that you can use as a taxi. Maybe sometimes if you're bored. Shinobu is really bad. She's a healer, except she doesn't heal that much. She scales off of elemental mastery and attack and HP. The split scaling is ridiculous, and it doesn't help her in any way, shape, or form. Kujo Sara is okay, but she's only really good at C6 because her attack buff isn't really that fantastic, and it doesn't last very long. It's somewhat comparable to Bennett's attack buff, but it just does not last long enough to be that good unless you're going for burst damage, which makes her only viable with like Raiden Shogun or Yai Miko, and only then at C6. And the last one is Toma, who is just all around a really terrible character. He also has a problem with split scaling, and his pyro application doesn't do enough damage and isn't fast enough to really do anything. I mean, all of the hydro damage dealers in the game, they both attack really, really fast, which is a problem because his ult does not go really, really fast. But Heizo will be different, I think, because he's a damage dealer, and if you look at the 4-star damage dealers in the game, I'll talk about on-field damage dealers because there's sub-DPS, but that gets complicated. Ning Wong is very, very good. Razor is very, very good. Yanfei, I made a video on Yanfei recently. She's very, very good. There's really only those three. Those are really the only 4-star damage dealers in the games, but they're really, really good. As long as you have decent support, they can absolutely do their part, and that's the reason I'm excited for Heizo. He's a damage dealer, and he's going to be good because he's a damage dealer. That's my thought process. So they were saving Dendro for so incredibly long, right? They knew that they didn't want to release Dendro until their game was like in the dirt and needed a revival, like a phoenix from the ashes, okay? And that's what they're doing. This is exactly what they're doing with Dendro. They're putting in the last element, and not only is it this, but they're adding this along with the entire new region, a new boss for Dendro materials, presumably a new artifact domain, obviously new talent material domains, probably new weapon material domains, basically everything they did for Inazuma except it's for Sumeru, and everything is going to be based around Dendro, which helps because they're releasing the Dendro characters, which is going to help with their sales because they're releasing this Dendro character and they're releasing this Dendro character. I'm going to assume one of them is a 5-star and one of them is a 4-star. Based off appearance alone, I'm going to guess this person is a 5-star and this one is a 4-star because this one looks slightly more NPC-esque than this one, and they also have ears, which is bro actually gorgeous, apparently. Good design. You know a character is gonna be good when they have the differently colored eyes. I'm assuming this is a catalyst, which I don't have a lot of catalysts, so that scares me. Bow user. And they're also just straight up releasing new characters from other elements. This is an electro character. I don't know what weapon type they are, but I'm going to assume this one is going to be like really terrible and not good at all. I'm going to guess that they're going to be another electro healer like Shinobu. It does not matter because this one and this one are both trending right now. And then this one just immediately forgotten about. No one cares. They're electro. That's irrelevant, boring garbage. And then this hit number 3 on trending. They released a whole new Fatui trailer, a whole new story teaser, and it just shows there's gonna be more stuff coming. There's gonna be new things, and it's going to make a fairly big impact, I assume, because they're going to like make a huge just wave of content, and then it's going to die out. But this time, it'll probably last a month more than usually, like the 3 or 4 days that it usually does, and will for 2.8. 2.8 is going to be fairly boring, I assume, although the best update in my opinion was the summer event 1.6 with the Klee Islands and everything like that, and they're redoing that, essentially. So they're just adding, I don't know if we're going back to the same exact place, hopefully not, maybe they made something new. I might be jumping the gun a little bit. Dendro might just be so incredibly broken and buggy that it's not even viable, but they haven't really had those problems before, except for characters that are already garbage, and it wasn't really buggy, except for like Yoimiya and Yaemiko. Those are my thoughts. Make sure to leave your thoughts in the comments below. That's that. Goodbye.